Hey everyone, if you're thinking about studying abroad, and maybe specifically considering the University of Birmingham,
Oh, great choice.
it really is, especially with their 125th anniversary coming up in 2025, we wanted to do a deep dive
A deep dive.
into what makes this university such a great option, especially for students coming from Africa.
Well, they've got a fantastic global reputation and some really unique programs.
Yeah, I was looking through and something about advancing cultural communication caught my eye.
Hmm,
And then there's signing Shakespeare. What is that?
that one's fascinating. It's about how Shakespeare is translated and performed in sign language.
Oh, wow.
It's bringing those plays to a whole new audience, and it really makes the arts more inclusive.
It really shows how communication can just go beyond language.
Absolutely.
I was also interested in creative communities.
Ah, yes, that's a great one.
It looks at how creatives around the world really shape our experiences.
Right. Think about art and music and storytelling. It's all about bridging cultures and helping us understand the world.
And I saw something about securing an innovative immersive sector too. What does that even mean?
That's all about the future. Virtual reality, augmented reality. Birmingham is right at the forefront of figuring out how to make those technologies impactful.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It is.
But let's be practical. How do we actually get into this amazing university?
Well, first things first, the UCAS deadline is January 29th, 2025.
UCAS.
Yeah, it stands for the Universities and Colleges Admissions Service. That's the central application system for all UK universities. So, time is ticking.
So for our listeners hearing about UCAS for the first time,
Right.
what do you actually have to do to apply?
You'll need to create a UCAS account, fill out your application with all your academic info, and you'll write a personal statement.
Got it. And let's be real, studying abroad can be expensive. What about scholarships and financial aid for students from Africa?
There's good news there. Birmingham has a bunch of scholarships specifically for African students.
Really?
Yep. Some are merit-based and some are targeted towards specific fields of study.
Okay, that's good to know. Can you give us some specific examples?
Sure. They've got the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship.
I've heard of those.
Those are pretty competitive. They cover tuition and living expenses and even travel. And then there are Chevening scholarships.
Mm.
Those are funded by the UK government, and they're really for future leaders.
So anyone listening, do your research early.
Exactly.
What about working while you're studying?
Yeah, and what about staying in the UK after you graduate?
That's a big one.
On a student visa, you can usually work part-time during the semester and full-time during breaks.
So that's a possibility. But what about after graduation?
Well, the UK wants skilled graduates, so there are post-study work visas. You can stay and work for a certain amount of time.
Okay, that's promising. What about Birmingham's reputation among employers?
Oh, it's really strong,
Good.
both in the UK and internationally.
Wow.
Their graduates are known for being really well-rounded and having that global mindset.
That makes sense with all the programs we were talking about.
Ex-
I mean, this all sounds amazing, but the whole process seems like a lot to handle. Are there any resources that can help with all this? Like the application, the visa, just figuring it all out.
This is where Immigration Bridging Academy can be really helpful.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
They offer a free consultation.
That's a great starting point. So if anyone listening is really serious about studying at Birmingham,
Mm-hmm.
definitely reach out to Immigration Bridging Academy. They can assess your qualifications and help you understand your options.
They're like your personal guide through the whole process.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Okay.
So we've covered a lot:
We have.
unique programs, applying, scholarships, working, even getting a visa and moving to the UK.
Hmm.
Seems like Birmingham is really trying to make it possible for students from Africa.
They really are.
And they have this amazing reputation. They focus on global perspectives.
Yeah.
Definitely a university to consider.
It is.
We've thrown a lot of information at you, but don't worry, we'll be back
Yes.
to dive even deeper into the Birmingham experience.
Welcome back. We talked a lot about academics, but what about, the experience of actually being a student in Birmingham?
Yeah. What's it like to live there, study there, all that?
Well, Birmingham's a really vibrant city. Lots of history, very multicultural, known for being friendly, too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. You'll find students from all over the world there.
Including a lot from Africa, I imagine.
Definitely. It's a truly global campus environment.
That's great to hear. So it sounds like there's a good sense of community, but what is there to do outside of class?
Oh, tons. Birmingham has a really exciting arts and culture scene.
Like what?
Well, they've got museums and art galleries, theaters.
Oh,
You can
sure.
find stuff from local artists, international stuff, you name it. Plus, amazing food.
I was going to ask about that.
All kinds of restaurants, markets, music venues. You'll find flavors from all over the world for sure.
That sounds amazing. So there's something for everyone then.
I think so, yeah.
Now let's talk about the practical stuff again. Accommodation.
Ah, yes. Always a big one for students.
What are the options?
Birmingham has both on-campus and off-campus accommodation.
Okay.
And for first-year students, they have those residence halls.
I was going to ask about that. Those are a great way to meet people, right?
They really are.
What about resources for international students, especially ones coming from Africa?
They've got that covered, too.
Right.
They have a whole international student team.
Dedicated team. Wow.
Yeah, they help with everything, like visa advice, adjusting to the culture, all of it.
That's great.
They even do special orientation programs and events just for international students.
Oh, that's so helpful. So it sounds like they really make you feel welcome.
They do.
Okay, before we move on, let's go back to careers for a second. We talked about how Birmingham graduates are really employable, but are there any, I don't know, specific services for African students?
You mean to help them find jobs and things?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Birmingham has a great careers network.
Oh, good.
They have connections with companies all over the world, and they even have a dedicated careers advisor just for international students.
So helpful.
Right. They can help you with your CV, practice interviews, all sorts of things.
That's fantastic. It seems like they really do go the extra mile to help their graduates.
They do.
And don't forget, Immigration Bridging Academy can also help with advice on work visas, even job searching strategies.
They really can. They're a fantastic resource.
Okay, so we're nearing the end of our deep dive here. What are some of the key takeaways for someone thinking about Birmingham?
Well, I think we've established that they offer a world-class education, they have really unique programs, and they seem genuinely dedicated to supporting students, especially those from Africa.
Yes. And a diverse and welcoming community. They really tick a lot of boxes.
They do. Plus, they're clearly proactive in helping their graduates succeed.
Right, and don't forget about the help you can get with Immigration Bridging Academy, too.
Exactly. That can make the whole process so much smoother.
So if you're looking for a university that values, cultural diversity, academic excellence, and really wants their students to do well, I think Birmingham's a great option.
Couldn't agree more.
I'm curious to know, what excites you the most about potentially studying in Birmingham?
Think about what you've heard today and what really stood out to you.
Keep that in mind as we wrap things up in the final part. We'll talk about some actionable steps you can take to make this dream a reality. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to our deep dive. We're focusing on making this dream a reality.
Yes, turning those dreams into action.
Okay, so for our listener who is seriously thinking about applying, what's the first step?
Honestly, head to the University of Birmingham website.
Makes sense.
It's got everything. Look at the programs, get a feel for the university, see what research they're doing. It's a goldmine of info.
So the website's your first stop, and then what?
Don't forget those deadlines.
Oh, yeah, those are important.
January 29th, 2025, that's for UCAS. But each program might have its own deadline, too.
So check. While you're on the website, look into those scholarships.
Absolutely. The ones we talked about, Commonwealth Shared Scholarships, Chevening Scholarships, all of those.
Right.
Many of them have early deadlines, so the sooner you start, the better.
And reach out to Immigration Bridging Academy, right?
For sure.
Get that free consultation that can help you understand your visa options, how the whole process works.
Like we said, they're your personal support system.
Really takes a lot of the stress out of it.
It does.
I think the biggest thing is just to take it one step at a time.
Oh, yeah. Break it down.
It can feel overwhelming, but if you just focus on one thing at a time, it's much more manageable.
Don't get stuck in the big picture, Focus on the steps.
And remember, you don't have to do this alone.
So true.
Reach out to Birmingham's International Student Office. Connect with other African students there. They've been through it.
There's a whole community ready to help you out.
It's a journey for sure, but an exciting one. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this. Studying abroad at the University of Birmingham, it's possible.
More than possible.
For ambitious students from Africa, it's a real opportunity.
Absolutely.
With the right preparation, a little guidance, and a lot of determination, you can do this.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So take that first step, look at your options, get excited. This could be the start of an incredible adventure. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.